Well, as you all know, that's why you're here. The trade has been made, and Kawhi and Danny are moving on to Toronto, and DeMar DeRozan and Jakob Poeltl are coming to San Antonio. I thought our staff did an unbelievably great job in bringing back quality players, quality people, and in DeMar, a proven all-star. I have to be thrilled with that, and I am.
Basketball, where Kawhi Leonard has made an immediate impact with the Toronto Raptors, averaging 24.4 points per game, helping his team to a 16-4 record, reminding the basketball world just how good he really is. His skill and talent are undeniable, but the humble and shy basketball star isn't being admired by everyone. His former head coach, Greg Popovich, recently took a shot at the 27-year-old in the media, saying Kawhi was a great player, but he wasn't a leader or anything. Manu Ginobili and Patty Mills were the leaders. Kawhi's talent will always be missed, but that leadership wasn't his deal at the time. That may come as he progresses.
Nigga, when my name come up, respect it. Let's go. Stop playing with my fucking name. All three of y'all, stop playing with my name.
He's surprisingly a good leader. I've seen some great leadership traits from him. He just did a few little things in training camp as far as getting some guys to go to the gym with him early. He opened up one of his shooting times pregame to let another guy that didn't feel he was getting enough time and said, come shoot with me. Just some little, I think, neat things that I think say a lot about a guy, and he does it quietly, but they're leadership things to me.
He proved is that he's not a Spurs system player. He is a system.
Oh,
because everybody, oh, Greg Popovich made him. Oh, Greg Popovich did this. He had the luxury of playing with Timmy Duncan and Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. You're like, yeah, that was good. That was great. I'm glad I got an opportunity to play with these guys. But I'm so much better than two of those three now. He ain't Tim Duncan yet. He ain't Tim Duncan yet. Now, let's not get carried away. I ain't gonna get carried away, Skip. Because people are like, well, yeah, he's the best. No. He ain't better than Dunk. No.
What number two proved to me this year is that
it doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Crime pays. And I'm talking about basketball crime, because what he committed against the classiest organization in all, maybe of all sports, but at least the Patriots of the NBA. The San Antonio Spurs that I have known and loved since the 1980s, it was nothing but a basketball crime, because he flat out quit on them, and he successfully quit his way right out of San Antonio. God bless him. But it just turns my stomach that he, quote unquote, won. Crime pays. It worked. Way to go. So let's go back and see what happened. The most player-friendly, conservative medical staff to me in all of sports belongs to the San Antonio Spurs.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
They are nothing but good to their players. They always lean in favor of the players. Oh, you don't feel 100%? Take another game off. Greg Popovich is known for resting players. Am I right about that?
Yeah, he started
it. And what happened? I don't know exactly what happened, but number two last year just decided he couldn't play because he had a thigh bruise. So he played all of 9 games, hit and miss through the first couple of months of the season. And the last game that he played was on January 13th, at which point the Spurs medical staff had completely publicly cleared him to do all basketball activities. They said he is 100% ready to play NBA games, and he shut it down on January 13th. So then we fast forward all the way until March 17th, and 2 Hall of Famers, surefire Hall of Famers, Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili, they each have 4 rings, 4 each. They decided to call a players-only meeting. Remember this one?
Yeah, I remember.
And they held number two's feet to the fire. And they said, look, we just need to know, because we think we're pretty good here. We got a chance to make a deep run in the playoffs this time, maybe even all the way to the finals. Are you with us or not? You know how this guy is. I don't know. I'm still not right. Timetable? Is it a timetable?
No.
2 weeks, 3 weeks? No timetable. Nope. And number 2 is kind of a weird.
Yeah, he said there's a timetable.
It's hard to read.
You know what he said? He said, yeah, there's a timetable. 1 sucker times 1 sucker is 2 suckers that's in my face. I'm up out of here. The first chance I get, I want you to know, Tony Parker. I want you to know, Manu Ginobili. I'm dipping.
Okay.
And let's see what you do without me.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
What career?
But I'm not a rapper.
What career?
When you have a guy who is universally recognized as one of the top 5 players in basketball at the time, whose defense is surreal, whose offense had matured and had grown, and clearly it had the kind of impact that we allude to in terms of what he was doing for them before he went down in Game 1 of that conference finals when Zsa Zsa Pachulia undercut him. And you have his uncle saying the things that he said. I mean, let me just read it again. I think it just became a lack of trust. They didn't believe Kawhi couldn't play. And that caused a lack of trust in us, and then us not believing in them. Anytime a player says he's not capable of playing, you should believe him. Why would Kawhi just stop playing all of a sudden? He's a competitor. And then it says sometimes you get these team doctors telling you what you can and cannot do. And Kawhi was just in too much pain to get out there. When you hear something like that and you see an organization, first class, gold standard, Greg Popovich, we all know the phenomenal coach, phenomenal human being. We know R.C. Buford, highly, highly respected executive in the NBA. When Adrian Wojnarowski was one of the people that broke this story in March of 2018, when they had that players-only meeting with players imploring him to play, obviously they were questioning the severity of his injury. Where did they get that from? And where was Greg Popovich and R.C. Buford to stop it? I don't know the answer to those questions. I'm simply saying that by mere virtue of the fact that we have to ask that question, that Kawhi Leonard clearly was asking that question, his family was clearly asking that question, Max, that is not a good look for an organization as world class as the San Antonio Spurs to be in. That would be something you would expect from an organization that's devoid of winning, that's devoid of any kind of culture, tradition, or whatever. You don't expect that from the San Antonio Spurs. And the fact that that happened on the watch of Popovich, on the watch of R.C. Buford, the owner Peter Holt, this is a first-class organization. For that stuff to be said right now with Uncle Dennis coming out and publicly stating that to Yahoo Sports the way that he did, that is not a good look for the San Antonio Spurs. There's no way around that.
Gasol with a nice pass, and Leonard puts it down and comes up limping.
Yeah, it's almost like he's cramping up when he exerts energy. The nice back cut here by Leonard. Beautiful pass by Gasol. The left-hand finish over Giannis Antetokounmpo. Welcome to your...
You got to be aware of the inbounder here if you're Philly.
It's off to Leonard, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger? Game! Series! Toronto has won!
This. And you have to find a way.
Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another NBA My Career gameplay commentary. And today, we're going to be talking about Kawhi Leonard and why it is time for y'all to start putting respect on this man's name. That's right, I said it. It is time for everybody to start putting respect on Kawhi Leonard's name. I don't understand where all the disrespect came from. It came from last year. It came from the events of last year. Let's not act stupid. The Kawhi Leonard hate came from the events that happened last year. Everybody called him a quitter. Everybody called him a pussy. Everybody called him this and that. And you know, it's time that people put respect on Kawhi Anthony Leonard's name. Yes, that's right. I said his full government name, Kawhi Anthony motherfucking Leonard. It is time y'all put respect on this man's name.
Good on the three-point shot. Curry's got himself going there. His first point.
Wanna know why you need to put respect on this man's name? Think about everybody that's been an all-star for the past 5 years. Think about everybody who's been an all-star for the past 5 years, and look where look where most of their careers are at. How many guys who have been all-stars in the past 5 years? How far have their careers gone?
Green finds Durant.
Now I want y'all to.
Passes it to the franchise.
Now,
On the shot clock. Back to Durant.
I'll let y'all marinate on that for a second, right? So let me tell y'all where their careers. So you know where their careers gone, and let me tell you where Kawhi's went. About what, 5 years ago, Kawhi Leonard wasn't even an all-star conversation. 5 years ago, Kawhi Leonard
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already
was in no MVP discussions,
the aggressiveness, all of that showing up here in the first.
no All-NBA discussions.
And there's Gay. That's good on the assist from DeRozan. Gay's got 5 points so far.
Now this is Rudy Gay's game, outstanding at seizing the initiative and then looking to shoot once he catches the ball.
To the paint.
But the man
Here's the franchise. That shot no good.
had a Finals MVP. The man had been to 2 straight finals. Got a Finals MVP.
Warriors leading by 3.
And a Defensive Player of the Year award.
Passes to Green, and he comes up with the
Kawhi Leonard has accomplished more than most niggas with all-star selections. Most of these niggas that make the all-star team barely make it to the playoffs or don't even make it out the first round.
Now here's Gay. He's covered by Thompson. They get it back. Here's Aldridge. And here's Young from the arc. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest.
Kawhi Leonard went to 2 straight finals.
Over Young. And it's Golden State with
Lost the first one because of Tim Duncan. Let's be real. Tim Duncan ruined that opportunity when he missed that damn bunny. He missed that damn tip in. How does he miss a tip in? I have no idea. He's literally right there at the basket. Shane Battier couldn't even guard him. How do you miss a wide open gimme layup?
Well, the All-Star rosters have been announced, and AI will be busy come All-Star weekend. Nice.
And the next year, he took his game to a whole nother level and won Finals MVP. Then the year after that, won his first Defensive Player of the Year award. So, I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Kawhi Leonard out here accomplishing more in his career at a very early stage in his career before he even entered his prime. Like, before Kawhi Leonard really even entered his prime, which he's in right now,
and find talent. They've both done this.
He already had major accomplishments to his name. So before he even became the player that we see before us right now, he already had accomplishments to his name. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he was playing with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and Greg Popovich. I give you that. I give you that. For the first 3 years of his career, I give you that.
They're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
But in 2015 and 2014, 2015 season, when he won his first Defensive Player of the Year award, you can't tell me that this man was on a whole nother level. He was different. It was like after he won that Finals MVP, everything about him changed. He wasn't that guy in the background no more. He was that guy that was dropping 20 points, 30 points, 40 points a game. Locking down damn near everybody. The best player that was on the team, he was locking them down like it was nothing. You cannot sit up here and tell me
Part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
that guy was made because of the organization that he was built into, because he's not a system player.
The best players know that is going to happen.
As Shannon Sharp just said,
into your head. It's a shot that you want to take.
He's not a system player, he is the system. You can run a system through Kawhi Leonard. Any type of system you want to run, you can run it through him. That's how great he is.
Beyond the arc, and there's Gay. That's good on the assist by Young. And it's 8 points for Rudy Gay.
Average shooter from behind the arc, but Rudy Gay, crucial for his confidence sometimes to knock down shots like that.
Got that one up.
So why is it that, you know, this man gets all the disrespect he gets? And like I said, it does have to do with last year, but also has to do with the fact that he did play with the Spurs. Nobody likes the Spurs. I don't like the Spurs. I've never liked the Spurs. Only time I ever rooted for the Spurs was because of Kawhi. Kawhi is my second favorite player. Like, he's always been my second favorite player since 2015. Because in 2015, I saw something different. I saw a dude who could be that guy. I even said on a 2K video back in, I don't know if it was 2K15 or 2K16. I think it was 2K16, but I stated Kawhi Leonard may be the one and only guy who, if we put him in a time machine, send him back to, I want to say, either 1991, 1992, or 1993 to play against Michael Jordan one-on-one. I think Kawhi Leonard could beat him. And I still believe that Kawhi Leonard one-on-one can beat him. That's just me personally. I know a lot of people might say that's absurd. You can't really, you can't say that that's Michael Jordan. Don't disrespect Michael Jordan like that. Like, it's not no disrespect. It's just what I see. Okay, I don't play the analytics game like that. Okay, I don't go by analytics and data like that. I go by what I see. Because what I see tells me more than a bunch of fucking numbers. The numbers are cool if you've never seen the player play. But if you see the player play, you see a difference. That's why I don't really get mad at people when they say they think LeBron James is better than Jordan, because a lot of people didn't see Jordan play. I was young enough to see Jordan play. And I can tell you right now, LeBron James cannot beat Michael Jordan. I'm sorry, he's not better than him. I'm sorry, that's just my personal opinion. From what I seen from Jordan, I don't even think LeBron could beat peak Jordan. And peak Jordan would probably be 96 or 97 Jordan. That was his peak. I'll let y'all marinate on that for a second. That's just me, though.
On that play, the screen was set up in exactly the right spot,
and the finish wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, it's funny how you see so many picks, but this one sets up the defense well. No one rotates over. Bang.
But I feel like it's time for people to start putting respect on his name, especially the Spurs, man. The Spurs got to stop all this nonsense, man. Y'all got to stop with this, man. And I mean, it's not like they disrespecting him. They just take these little cheap shots at him every time he's brought up, or every time either when they play against him or when he's brought up. They take these little cheap shots that I don't appreciate. Because it's like, why you taking cheap shots at a guy who did everything, who gave you his all?
here tonight, guys.
Throughout the years he was with y'all, why y'all just can't show that man his respect and move on? To say he's not a leader, why would Greg Popovich say that? And to disrespect him by saying Patty Mills was more of a leader than Kawhi was. How dare you? The disrespect.
Here's Curry to the middle. Pass to Cousins. Puts up a three. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
To say that Patty Mills is a better leader than Kawhi Leonard. Then he gets to Toronto. Like you gotta think about this. Kyle Lowry never shows up in the playoffs. Kawhi Leonard made this guy show up.
And so it's Golden State with it. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into.
Because if this was DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, it would have been the same old story. If we would have had Philadelphia versus Milwaukee instead of Milwaukee versus Toronto, if they had kept the same core.
Wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end.
Pirtle with the ball. Cousins is there. Can they get it? Keeps it alive. It's good on the putback. Pirtle's got his first 2 points of the night.
And Pirtle is always a threat to come away with.
So for anybody to sit up here and question this man as a leader, to question this man as a player, to say that this man has led this man didn't just lead a team, he led a fucking country to the fucking finals, dude. He's leading a fucking country. Think about that for a second. This is the first time a non-United States team, I'm not going to say non-American, because technically Canada is part of America. They're part of North America, so technically they are American. So I'm going to say a non-United States team. A non-United States team for the first time will be playing in the NBA Finals in NBA history.
In Oakland, that new arena in Mission Bay getting finished up.
There has never been a team until now.
Good there. Hopefully it'll be just as rocking as Oracle Arena has been.
Not from the United States to play.
Pass to the franchise. It's deflected, and they'll keep possession
In the NBA Finals. That is crazy.
Durant's got 8 points.
They've been sensational on the back.
It's time y'all put some respect on this man's name.
Some wondered whether they changed their name.
Once again, he is not just leading a team, he is leading a country.
Yeah, too much history, I think, in Oakland. They don't want to do anything to
into the NBA Finals. And another thing too, this is off topic, but I'm confused about this right now. Why is game 1 and 2 going to be played in Toronto when the Golden State Warriors had the #1 seed in the West? That didn't make sense to me.
His offense should come with a warning label, caution.
That just didn't make sense to me.
He looks dumbfounded.
And a moment here to highlight some of the best and brightest from beyond the stripe. Klay Thompson, #1. Kevin Durant is second.
How is it that, you know,
force defenders to come out well past that three-point line, and that really opens the floor up for their entire offense.
This team, how is it that this team that finished as the #1 team in the West is going to not have home court advantage? I don't understand that. I don't know. Did the rules change or something? Like I'm not understanding it. I'm confused right now. I thought it was if you was the #1 seed, you got home court advantage throughout the whole playoffs. That's what I thought. But I guess the rules changed. I guess that was a rule that was changed and they didn't announce it. Like, if you got a better record than the team, then you still can. I don't know. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. I thought it was if you was the #1 seed, you got home court advantage throughout the whole playoffs. I understand that Toronto has a better record, but they did not finish as the best team in the East. The Milwaukee Bucks did. So I don't know. Y'all got to tell me, man. I don't know. The rules change every year. This is confusing me. I don't know why Toronto gets the first 2 games, which pretty much means they have home court advantage throughout the rest of the playoffs, even though they are the 2nd seed
The Spurs have gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter.
in the Eastern Conference. I don't know what's going on here, but it's time to get rid of the conferences and just make it the top, not top. I don't want to say top 16. I want it to be top 20 teams. It should be the top 20 teams in the NBA, so that way the Eastern Conference at least has somewhat of a chance to play in the goddamn playoffs. It should be the top 20 teams going up against each other.
He was unguardable, and he knew it. He took advantage of it. Kevin, back to you.
To battle it out to be the champion.
Phenomenal for them in that game. It was fun to watch.
And not just fun for us.
But hey, that's just me. I don't know. I know they ain't gonna never do it because it's the NBA.
And I love having fun, but fun
they want every team to have a fair chance, which is understandable because for marketability reasons, you don't want the top. You don't want. You don't want the guy. You don't want one whole fucking conference playing in a tournament to be a champion, and you only get like 5 or 4 teams from the other conference to participate in that tournament. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure that every team has a fair chance. But I mean, if this is the route that y'all going in, where it's based off records instead of seeding, then you might as well just cancel out the conferences then, because from what I've seen, the Golden State Warriors are the #1 seed. So how do they not have home court advantage? That's confusing. I don't understand how they don't have home court advantage. I don't know how Toronto gets home court advantage throughout the rest of these playoffs, throughout the entire NBA Finals, considering the fact that they were the 2nd seed in the East. But I'm gonna leave it right. I'm gonna leave that right there for right now because I'm confused. I don't even want to talk about it no more. I'm still confused about this whole situation as to how the Toronto Raptors. I don't know. Maybe they're doing it because of traveling issues. I guess I don't know. Maybe they're doing it because of traveling issues. That's probably what it is. It's probably traveling issues. I don't know. We haven't got an explanation as to why the goddamn Toronto Raptors have home court advantage. Either it's because they had a better record than the Warriors by 1 fucking game.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there.
Or it's because of traveling issues. I don't know. Anyways, though, getting off topic here. Point I'm just trying to make to y'all is that it's time for people to step up. It's time for people to wake up and realize that Kawhi Leonard is the best player. Right now is the best player in basketball right now. He's the best player in these playoffs right now.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
As right now, he's the best player in these playoffs.
Curry against Young.
Because I'm telling you, if this dude wins the first 2 games,
just 7 shots to get there.
Effective from the interior. Young is someone.
If this dude wins the first 2 games,
when it comes to
we need to have a discussion
I do not remember the
about where this guy is right now.
in a game. And that last replay, courtesy of the
This dude has had the greatest playoff performance I have ever seen. This is one of the greatest playoff performances by playoff stretches.
Aldridge has got 6 here in this quarter.
And started hot, and he's only gotten harder.
By an individual player I have seen since probably
The Warriors have looked good at the line.
I want to say
Looney's checked in for Golden State. Kevin Durant comes in for Urepko. DeMar DeRozan.
I want to say 2012 LeBron James. 2012 LeBron James, that was probably one of, if not the best stretches by an individual player I've ever seen, where he went through the whole playoffs and did his damn thing. I ain't seen nothing like this in a minute. The last time I enjoyed watching him play in the playoffs was LeBron James in 2012. Not 2013, not 2014, not 2015, 16, 17, or 18. It was the 2012 Miami Heat LeBron James. I really enjoyed watching him in the playoffs.
Here's the franchise.
To see what he did against Boston.
I mean,
To see what he did to will his team through to see what he did to will his team to get past Indiana when Chris Bosh went down, and to dominate the way he did in the finals against that Oklahoma City team that had Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and James Harden.
He plays with is what gets him these calls.
Probably go down as one of the greatest individual playoff stretches I've ever seen.
I don't think there's much more you say on a professional level,
but this right here, this 2019 Kawhi Leonard, this is the best playoff stretch I have seen since 2012.
Former players on his team. The interesting thing for Pop the last couple of years is just how
I have never been this excited to watch a player play the way he has played.
Around our nation and some of the statements he's made have garnered a lot of political.
I have never watched something like this since 2012. I have never been this interested in playoffs.
Both free throws good for Aldridge.
And like I said, if he wins the first two games,
has been an all-star multiple times and one of the game's most prolific scorers over the past decade.
If he wins the first two games,
in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break.
We need to have a discussion about where Kawhi Leonard is. I don't know if he's going to win the series. Boogie Cousins is questionable. Iguodala is questionable. Nobody knows when Kevin Durant is coming back.
Let's look at that All-Star vote. It is official. You are a
I predicted that the Warriors would win this in 6. But if this goes to a Game 7, the Toronto Raptors will be NBA champions for the first time, and it'll be the first time that a non-United States team
but it's not gonna be the last, baby. I got so many great guys around
will be champions of the National Basketball Association. I'm gonna let y'all marinate on that for a second.
Look out.
I'm gonna let y'all marinate on that for a second. Y'all get active in the comment section below. Tell me what y'all think. I'll get back to you. Till then, peace out.
We'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.